Alright, so before I review Captain Marvel, there are a couple shows that I need to review before that movie's release. Those shows being Runaways Season 2 and The Punisher Season 2. So before I even watch Captain Marvel, I need to get these reviews done and out of the way, which I will do. So for Runaways Season 2, what did I think? Well, I actually, on first viewing, didn't like it as much as the first season. I really don't know. I mean, there was just some things that I found boring, and I just really wasn't that invested anymore. But on second viewing, on rewatch, I did actually appreciate this season a lot more. For example, learning about Carolina's heritage, watching Alex develop a relationship with a girl, finding out how powerful Nico is with her staff and all that stuff. All of that and more I found interesting, and I just appreciated a lot more and was entertained a lot more the second time I watched the season. Also, another thing that I really liked second time around, in the second season, was the parents. Now, one of my complaints for season 1 was that every time it went on them, it just wasn't as interesting, okay? Season 1 was more interesting when it focused more on the kids, on the eventual runaways. And I still think that is true for this season, because they are the best part of it, of course, because it's about them. But I actually found the parents a lot more interesting this time around. Seeing them plotting against Jonah behind his back, also them having to work together even though they don't like each other to find their kids. So I guess their part in the show was a bit more well written than the first season, which is something I really liked. I don't know, maybe it's just because I was invested in them already that I actually found the parents a little bit more interesting the second time round, in this second season. But I do have a couple complaints with this season. The first, I have two. The first of them being that this show, in my opinion, utilizes way too much slow-mo, in my opinion. It uses slow-mo for scenes and moments that, in my opinion, just don't need it. That's just in my opinion. I think it kind of ruins the pacing of these scenes and moments, because you're like, slow motion drama. It really kills the pacing when it's getting going, if you know what I mean. So that's my first complaint. But the second complaint, which I think is my biggest complaint, is that this season is 13 episodes long, whereas the first season was 10 episodes long. And I think making the second season extending it to 13 episodes, extending season 2 to 13 episodes, I think was a mistake, because now there's a lot more time to fill up. They have to fill up with filler or whatever, okay? And this forces us to be introduced to new characters, to go through some side stories that, honestly, when you really think about it, have nothing to do with the main plot of the show, which really is Jonah and where he comes from and trying to stop him. That's one major plot line, and the second major plot line being between the parents and kids. The parents trying to find the kids, and the kids trying to expose the parents, all that stuff. So I think when this show strays from those two major plot lines, the season, can get it loses steam for me. It gets a little boring. So when it focuses on those two major plot lines, I'm in it. I'm in for the ride. I'm really enjoying it. But there are just some episodes or some storylines or whatever that just weren't entertaining to me. Anyway, overall, the show's still good. Okay, I'm gonna watch season 3. Okay, I'm definitely still invested in the show overall. And this season was okay. Yeah, it was okay. I think what they need to do for next season is take out those extra 3 episodes. Just stick to 10 like they did last season. to keep it more focused, okay? Just be a little bit more focused. Don't have any unnecessary side characters or side stories. Just focus on what you got us invested in the first place. Anyway, that is my review for Runaways Season 2. I do apologize if it was a little short. I just didn't have that much to say about this season. I mean, I still love the show, but overall, there's not that much for me to say, okay? If you want to go more in depth on the show and each season, then watch it yourself and experience it for yourself. It's definitely worth your time still, in my opinion. Anyway, that's my review. I'll see you in my review for The Punisher Season 2 and then Captain Marvel.
Just come with me and we can fix a heart that's broken. I know you love it when we driving down the coast, yeah. I'll take you anywhere, just tell me where to go, yeah. Got nothing else but time, so let's put on a show, yeah. Your story crossed with mine, so let's go write our own, yeah.